Autumn 2025 brings a chilling wind for Moscow, but for Ukraine, it's a season of renewed resolve. Ukrainian forces are no longer just holding the line, they're dismantling Russia's ability to wage war. Recent victories reveal deep cracks in the Russian military machine, the result of a coordinated Ukrainian strategy. Ukraine's new tactics and technology are bypassing Russian defenses and striking critical assets far behind enemy lines. Major engagements are inflicting punishing losses on Russian troops and armor. The myth of inevitable Russian victory is crumbling under Ukrainian resilience and Western support. Ukraine's military response is now more focused and effective than ever, targeting key Russian war assets. The world is watching as David lands powerful blows against Goliath, rewriting the story of this conflict. Ukrainian soldiers, armed with international support and their own ingenuity, are turning the tide. This is more than defense. It's a calculated campaign to degrade and ultimately defeat the invading army. The war is fought not just with weapons but with economic pressure. In October, the US imposed sweeping sanctions on Russia's largest oil companies, aiming to choke off the revenue fueling Putin's war. The impact was immediate. Chinese and Indian companies slashed Russian oil purchases, cutting off Moscow's financial lifelines. The European Union's latest sanctions package targets Russian energy and the shadow fleet of tankers, even sanctioning Chinese refineries aiding Russia. For the first time, Kremlin officials have called the US an adversary, revealing panic in Moscow. These measures are slowly strangling Russia's ability to fund its military. Without petrodollars, the Kremlin struggles to produce weapons, pay soldiers, and repair equipment. Putin's warnings of global price spikes can't mask the reality. His economic fortress is crumbling. The sanctions are now a central front in the war, scoring major victories for Ukraine, without a shot fired. Russia's circle of economic friends is shrinking fast, leaving its war economy dangerously exposed. The cumulative effect, a slow, relentless squeeze on Russia's war machine. Economic warfare is proving as decisive as the battles on the ground. Ukraine is taking the fight deep into Russian territory with a relentless campaign of long-range strikes. Since August, over 60 drone attacks have targeted Russian energy facilities, crippling logistics and the war economy. The Rosneft Ryazan oil refinery, hit 5 times this year, is just one example of Ukraine's systematic approach. Ukrainian forces have also destroyed major ammunition depots and struck chemical plants, disrupting Russian supply chains. Western-supplied long-range weapons like Storm Shadow missiles are proving crucial. These attacks force Russia to divert air defenses away from the front, exposing vulnerabilities. Ukraine's adaptability, outpacing Russian electronic warfare, keeps these strikes effective. Each explosion deep inside Russia shatters the Kremlin's narrative of a distant, controlled conflict. Russia's war industry is under siege, whether from sabotage, accidents, or direct attack. Every successful strike erodes Russian morale and proves nowhere is safe for Putin's war machine. Ukraine's innovation is redefining the battlefield far beyond the front lines. As Ukraine strikes deep, its defenders on the front lines are proving unbreakable. Russian forces have launched large-scale assaults, hoping autumn fog would give them an edge. Instead, they've been met with ferocious, organized resistance. Ukrainian units have turned Russian offensives into killing grounds, repelling attacks and inflicting staggering losses. Columns of Russian armor are ambushed and destroyed by artillery, anti-tank missiles, and drones, even in poor weather. Russian propaganda claims of breakthroughs, like in Kherson, are quickly debunked by Ukrainian footage. The gap between Russia's official narrative and battlefield reality is growing. Ukraine's flexible, defense-in-depth strategy lures Russian forces into pre-planned kill zones. Even minor Russian gains come at unsustainable costs. Ukraine's defense is active, intelligent, and lethal, bleeding the Russian army dry. The front lines are a testament to Ukrainian mastery of modern warfare. Russia's offensives have become synonymous with catastrophic failure and loss. The Kremlin sends troops into poorly planned attacks, treating soldiers as expendable. On the Dnipro River, hundreds of Russian troops are stranded, starving, and relentlessly targeted by Ukrainian artillery. Mechanized assaults only spike Russian casualties, with armored columns ambushed and destroyed. Russian mill bloggers' false claims of success, like the Kherson bridgehead, are exposed by undeniable Ukrainian evidence. The truth from the battlefield is eroding the Kremlin's credibility. Morale among Russian troops is collapsing. Confusion, fear, and hopelessness are rampant. The contrast with Ukraine's motivated high-tech defenders is stark. Each failed assault is a deep wound to Russia's army and its war narrative. Ukraine's battlefield success is powered by unwavering international support. Advanced Western military aid has been a game-changer, and now, a new phase is underway. The UK is leading a coalition to provide more long-range weapons, enabling Ukraine to strike deep behind Russian lines. The UK is accelerating air defense missile deliveries, while Sweden's New Deal could bring advanced Gripen E fighter jets to Ukraine. Finland and Spain are contributing to a NATO fund, letting Ukraine buy urgently needed US-made weapons. This coordinated effort ensures aid is strategic and effective. Storm Shadow and Scalp missiles have already struck high-value Russian targets. The promise of more long-range systems rattles the Kremlin, showing Putin only understands strength. Western support is not just about winning battles, it's the path to a just and lasting peace. The coalition's unity is Ukraine's greatest force multiplier. Behind the headlines lies the human cost of war. Ukrainian soldiers earn every victory through courage and sacrifice, defending their homes under relentless pressure. Their resilience is the foundation of Ukraine's defense. The war's cruelty is evident in Russia's treatment of its own and its enemies. A recent body exchange saw Russia return 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers, while Ukraine handed over just 31 Russians, a stark reminder of lopsided casualties. Civilians face constant terror as Russia targets non-military sites with waves of drones and missiles. Recent attacks left 30,000 in Kharkiv without power and injured 9 in Kyiv. Blackouts are now routine in 12 regions. These strikes aim to break the population's will, not achieve military objectives. The most horrific acts are personal drone attacks kill civilians, double-tap strikes target rescuers. In Novgorod-Seversky, 4 were killed. In Donetsk, civilians were executed. These are not acts of war, they are war crimes, strengthening Ukrainian resolve. The suffering is immense, but so is the determination to fight for freedom. Ukraine's spirit endures, even as the cost mounts. Recent events mark a turning point with global implications. Ukraine has shown it can win through tactical brilliance, innovation, and determination. Long-range strikes and steadfast defense have shattered the myth of Russian military might. International solidarity, tightening sanctions and advanced weaponry, is proving decisive. The coalition of the willing is investing in the principle that sovereign nations cannot be erased by force. The outcome will define global security for decades. A Ukrainian victory would be a triumph for international law and self-determination. The stakes are high. This is a fight for a world governed by rules, not brute force. The momentum is with Ukraine, and the blueprint for victory is clear. In Ukraine's struggle, we see the front line of our own fight for a free and peaceful world.